Brussels. Mexicans want European customers for their cheese and orange juice. Europe's manufacturers hope to sell toothbrushes and marble to Mexico's growing middle class. And if Mexican revelers need some fizz to ring in the new year, France wants it to be French champagne. So much for NAFTA. With President Trump threatening to tear up North America's 23-year-old free trade agreement, Mexican officials are in Brussels this week trying to upgrade a deal with Europe to soften the hit. Mexico is not the only U.S. ally forced to look for new friends. Since Washington shrugged off its role as globalization's biggest cheerleader, Japan also has worked out an agreement with the European Union that is awaiting a final green light. Japan and Europe counter Trump with colossal trade deal. And after U.S. trade officials blasted the World Trade Organization at a ministers' meeting in Buenos Aires last week, other nations seem to be doubling down on a defiant response. The globalized model the Americans once championed will survive without them. We hope that over the next few days that we will be able to have a positive outcome on Mexico, said the top EU agriculture official, Phil Hogan, who is to meet with Mexican Economy Minister Ildefonso Guajardo on Wednesday. Apart from the European Union, Mexico is bargaining with Argentina, Brazil, and Asia. Meanwhile, Europe is flirting with Latin America, Australia, and New Zealand. The efforts were turbocharged by Trump's free trade skepticism after he abandoned the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a Pan-Asian deal that was a pet project of the Obama administration and included the EU, Japan, and Mexico. Trump suggests ignoring World Trade Organization in major policy shift. Officials involved in the negotiations say they have been happy to try to salvage the rubble from Trump's torpedo. The EU is left as practically the only big player in the global arena without the US, so it's a necessity to conclude agreements, said Alessia Mosca, the EU lawmaker overseeing the Mexico deal for the European Parliament. For this reason, there has been a speed up to the talks. Mexico and the European Union already have a free trade agreement that went into effect in 2000, but that was at the start of the Internet era, and officials say it is out of date. The new talks seek to expand and modernize the agreement, adding previously excluded items such as grains, meat, and dairy. Mexico's quest for new trading partners represents an insurance policy against economic harm if the Trump administration decides to end NAFTA, because about 80% of Mexican exports go north to the United States. And if new tariffs suddenly boosted the cost of imported corn and car parts, Mexico could turn to South America or Europe. No NAFTA? No problem, says one Mexican city. The strategy is to have alternative suppliers if the U.S. leaves NAFTA, which is not what we want or hope, said Luis de la Calle, an economist and one of the original NAFTA negotiators. De la Calle said Mexico hopes to sell juice, fruits, and vegetables to Europe. Mexico has already made the decision to independently diversify trade, he said.